guys, welcome back to your 31st of July. So it's the last update for the month, but it's your Friday night update, your weekly Friday night update. And I don't know how long we've been going for this now. I don't know whether it's been a month or whether it's been shorter. I'm not too sure, but it has been quite a while that we've been doing these weekly updates. So if you do enjoy it, please make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe if you are new. So yeah, today's our Friday night update, and there's a bit to go through, but let's just start off with the greenhouse. So this just shows how crazy the greenhouse has gone in just a week. Where I know a couple of weeks back we had the sun is really in my eye, but yeah, a couple of weeks ago we had a bit of a clear out, and but it's gone mental again. So the first bit to update is the tomatoes. So you can see that there's quite a lot of weight on the bio stretch. The bio stretch was good whilst the tomatoes were small the tomato plant was small and when there wasn't much fruit on it. But now that the tomato plants have grown and there's a lot of tomatoes on the tomato plants, the bio stretch has become a bit too much. So we might have to think of a slightly better solution next time if we do grow tomatoes. But next year, we will be putting them outside instead of in the greenhouse. But for this year, because they are in the greenhouse, we'll probably tie them up to make a bit more, so they're not like top heavy and they're not tipping over. So this is part of the reason why we think they'll do better next year outside, because all of them are rotten, and we picked them, but all of them are rotten, so can't be used, and a lot of them were ripe. You could just see a lot of them were ripe, which was very unfortunate. So next year we'll be putting them outside, but for this year we'll have to make do with what we did. But the next thing to update is the peppers. So these are the variety of peppers called cayenne peppers, and it's where you get your cayenne powder from, or whatever they call it. I know it's like a spicy pepper. So there's some close-ups, and there's a lot of new flowers on it, and there's a few cayenne peppers as well, and I think we've got some normal variety as well in there. But the next thing to update is on the outside peppers. So our outside peppers, we've actually got two sweet peppers. But yeah, so you can see that they're a bit thicker than what the cayenne peppers are. But there's a few close ups for you guys there. So we've got those were the two sweet peppers, and then I think the rest might be cayenne. So the pepper that you're about to see, the pepper plant that you're about to see, is our most producive one, and we've got about 10 peppers and we've got like 10 flowers. But yeah, so that's our most yielded pepper. We haven't harvested any peppers yet, but they are getting near to that stage. But the final bit to update on the veg side of the thing and the fruit side, well no, we've got one bit of fruit, but the next thing to update on is our melons. So here are the melons, and we've got a lot of flowers, but only about 3 actual melons that we can start to see. But we have heard that melons are slow growers, and once they've got the flowers and once they start to produce the first sign of a melon, they tend to go a little bit quicker. So we're hoping that's the case, and we can get some melons in the near future, however long that will be. So I might look like a bit of an idiot doing this, but the sun's there and I forgot to go grab my sunglasses. So I'll probably grab them in a minute. We'll just take a quick cut, but not right now. So the fruit trees, a little update. There's a lot of growth again, and the blackberries are starting to come through. But so they're starting to get a little bit more ripe. But as far as we know, that we think the fruit will be next year on the rest of them, because we actually haven't had any apart from the blackberries and 5 red currants and 1 gooseberry that are birds which is quite unfortunate. But we've had a lot of growth this year, but hopefully next year we'll have some fruits, and we might have a little bowl of fruit. So the grapes really needed a little bit of love, and because our grapes aren't, well, we had a big bunch and they're slowly dying off, and we think this is because we need to get them into the ground. Their roots can't go down far enough because of the pot. They can like go around the pot, or like around the soil, but they can't actually root into the into it properly. So we need to get this into the ground. But before we do get it into the ground, we need a grape trellis, which my dad has been trying to get hold of one, so we can actually do that. So hopefully when we do get that, and maybe not this year, but next year, we'll get some grapes. So all the new growth is what will carry the fruit next year, the grapes next year, which we're hoping we can get in the ground, and then that will keep on growing, and the plant will just keep on growing. Not much to say about our other fruit grape tree, except that it has got a bit of new growth, which will hopefully mean that we get some fruit off of that next year as well. So we've been sowing quite a bit this week, which hasn't been done on the channel for a little bit. We haven't done much sowing. We've been doing tours. We've been doing tours of the garden, and we've been doing some other stuff. But we actually finally did some sowing. So hopefully, what we've sown here, meaning that we'll get our autumn harvest. Here at the veg patch, and you can see a big difference straight away probably. The back row is no longer got courgettes in it. We've actually sown some purple carrots, some hybrid carrots, and they're purple. And when you pick them, they'll be purple. But we need to come up here and water those actually, because they need to keep it moist like any other things that you sow. But the hope is that we can maybe sow some more, or once what we've sown, which we just showed you, is grown up and ready to go in, we can put that maybe there, or a new row of 2 carrots. So right here are our 6 suckers that were very small when we picked them, and now are actually producing tomatoes, which is quite amazing really. And so there's the 6 of them, and these are quite a bit behind the one in our bed, which we'll show you now. So that was the other tomato that's outside, and it's the biggest one outside. And as we said when we were down at the greenhouse, that we're going to be, when we grow tomato plants next, which will be next year probably, and we're going to be putting them all outside. So we'll be able to harvest some more carrots soon, and I'm saying more because we've actually harvested them in a harvest video, and I'm not too sure whether that came out or not. I think it has. Yeah, it has. My dad's nodding at me saying yes, it's come out. Yes, it's come out. But yeah, so that's a video. But we're going to be able to harvest some more soon. And the harvest of carrots that you saw in the video, if you guys have watched it, it was and we're going to be using them in our dinner tonight. But we're going to be harvesting carrots because they're actually starting to poke. Some of them are starting to poke through. There's 2 that I can see that are starting to poke through, so we need to harvest them before carrot fly get to them, which is the thing that we need to try and battle, and hopefully they don't get to the. Oh, nope, there's 3. I've just seen 3 by looking at them. But so let's go on to the next thing to update. So the next thing to update on is our broccoli, and it's a bit of a sad update really. All our the broccolis that have come through that you saw were broccoli heads like a week ago, or like 2 weeks ago, have all gone to seed, which is very unfortunate. So one thing that we will be doing is putting those out and replanting something else there. But we might try saving some of the seeds as an experiment, but it will be an experiment. And the other ones that so you can see there that the broccolis they're actually broccoli, but they will go to seed is what we believe. And maybe as an experiment we'll try sowing them later on in the year, so like now-ish time, and then put them out a bit later on to see whether they do better in cooler weather. So there might be a few where we decide to pick quite young so they don't go to seed, and use them in dinners. So because we live in quite a rural area, we've got field mice, because we've got fields like either side of us. So they've been eating our beetroot. So next year we're going to be trying to put them in containers and see how they do. So turnips are ready, and here's a quick look at them that they are ready, and we'll be putting them on a harvest video which will be coming out very soon. our leeks are starting to put on a bit of thickness to the bottom of them, so hopefully we'll be enjoying some leeks soon. And here's the leeks now. So it looks like we'll be getting a second harvest of runner beans, and we also picked the runner beans as well as the carrots on the harvest video that came out a couple episodes back. So there's, and the more we pick them, the more encouraged that the flowers grow. But here's a few of the runner beans now. And also here's the flowers that will hopefully produce another set of runner beans. So we did a cucumber harvest and pickling video, which is actually up on the channel right now, so you can go check that out. And my mum and dad have been enjoying them the most. I haven't been able to get to them, but I'm planning maybe to do a video on trying each of the flavours that we put into them, and I might even do a Facebook live stream on doing it as well, but that will be a very short live stream. But we've got some more cucumbers growing, and here are those cucumbers now. The next thing to update you on, and the last thing to update on, is the squash. And some of them haven't done so well. This one's gone, but some of them have done really, really well. So a quick little bit to mention on our squashes. One of them has unfortunately split, and we put bark down. You can see that we're figuring out on a project, and we've got bark down on that bed, but we haven't on this bed. So unfortunately, the bark actually retains the moisture quite well, and although that one is with bark, in contact with bark, unfortunately squashes need a lot of moisture, and we haven't been watering very often. We try and water maybe once a week, maybe even a little bit stretched than that, but that just shows that we do need to be watering more. And the last little bit to update before we wrap up the video, I've just seen out of the corner of my eye is that the marigold flowers are here, and they look quite nice. Hopefully they might get a little bit bigger. But if you did enjoy this 31st of July update, it's the last one of the month. So if you do enjoy it, as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and as always, don't forget to slam that notification bell so you're notified when I upload my brand new videos. So there's two videos popping up now, and one is the cucumber trellis, and the other one is the pickling video that we uploaded a couple episodes back. Don't forget to also go check out my Instagram and Facebook. It is Grow Your Imagination without any spaces, and I will see you guys all next month for the first Friday night update of the month, and obviously I'll have videos that come out before then, but for this little mini sort of series, I guess you can call it a little series, like a little playlist sort of thing, I will catch you all in the first one of the month. Bye guys.